Welcome back to Content So Raw. Gordon Ramsay applied to be co-host. Kaceytron is now actually breaking down, crying, and playing victim after getting sued by Ethan. Frogan has responded to the lawsuit on a podcast. Hasan and Orbiters are in big trouble. Anissa is back yapping on Twitter. And a bunch of other news. Subscribe or you turn into a Big Mac and are placed in Frogan's kitchen. You cooked, pal. And let's begin with Kaceytron crying about the lawsuit. Basically, quick recap, Ethan is suing Casey, Frogan, and Denims for violating copyright and stealing his content. So last video, Casey came up with the legal defense of saying that she was simply too high to remember reacting to the video.
I do not remember. I don't know. I may have been under the influence, but I do not recall reacting to it.
Brilliant strategy that was immediately debunked by Legal Mindset.
So whether or not you recall reacting to it, being the defense here, saying, I don't recall, does that work? Well, absolutely not.
And now she's just calling everybody incels and claiming it's a troll. Casey tweets, the incel brigade at it again, trying to villainize me for making a joke. Why is it so hard to imagine a world where women can be intentionally funny? Remember when LSF wasn't full of incels? Yeah, me neither. Right, so this is the classic Casey strategy. Basically call everybody incels and pretend everything you're doing is a troll, even though like 90% of the time you actually mean it. Somebody responds, I can almost taste the panic. I almost feel bad, but then I remember what a piece of shit she was over all these years. What is she gonna do when she loses all of her money and goes into debt? Everyone knows she has no humanly way possible of paying back, save for winning the lottery. Casey responds, genuinely curious, what are the things I've done over the years that, if you remember, makes me undoubtedly a piece of shit? If you could give specific examples, I'd appreciate it. Blaming Asmongold for his mother's death, cheating on the OTK game show, taking the prize money, and, you know, accusing Tectone of being a rapist. Literal life-ruining accusations you can go to jail for and can completely ruin your career. Right, so here she continues saying that she's going broke. I literally just got myself out of debt. I've been scraping by, desperately trying to get my head above water. I finally got to a point where I could breathe, and now this. The thought of how financially damaging this could be is literally killing me. I cannot think clearly. Well, I mean, I couldn't think clearly if I was smoking that much either. Also, how are you complaining about the consequences of your own actions? Nobody asked you to blatantly steal Ethan's content. You're literally just facing accountability here. Anyway, she continues her sob story. I support my disabled father. I spent the last year helping my grandma after unexpected layoffs. I was looking forward to using my resources to help my mom build a tiny home because rent at her trailer is so high. I'm so tired of poverty. People celebrating want me dead. This is such a pathetic way of boiling down all the criticism, the justified criticism you receive, into unjustified harassment. As always, everybody knows I don't support any harassment for the people I talk about in my videos. Keep every comment you make to this comment section, obviously. But I do think justice needs to be served, and it will be, and Ethan is suing you for it. And this is such a disgusting manipulative strategy of, oh, okay, my father is disabled, my grandma, my mom. It's like none of them asked for this. You were the one consistently messing up on a daily basis, and then you want people to have sympathy for you? It's just stupid. Anyway, I'm still trying to clear my head. I feel extremely overwhelmed and panicked just going through the motions. It sucks receiving this level of hate and feeling completely alone and defenseless. Feeling like my future is completely effed. No stream tomorrow either, sorry. You know what? Let me just call my good friend Frogan and ask her what she thinks about this.
Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
Dude, imagine sitting here crying about how broke you are after spending years, literal years on the internet, slandering people left and right, not caring about how their lives might be affected, and now you're finally being held accountable. Somebody finally decided to sue you, not even for that reason, for a completely different one, but you definitely deserve this. So people are giving her advice, just go to Ethan and apologize and make a public statement. They will literally never do this. Like, they will cry victim all the time, keep doubling down, but they won't just give him an apology. Ha 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 ha. Life is about choices. Put the fries in the bag. Stop spending so much money. Well, you did a bad thing, and now you're dealing with the effects of this. That's life. That's like going to a store, stealing from the store, and being mad you got arrested. It's like, you committed the crime. Nobody asked you to commit the crime. Like, and then when the cops try to arrest you, you go, well, my dad is disabled. Well, my mom. Well, my grandmother. Think of the grandmother, of course. Get a real job. Oh yeah, that is an option. I wonder why you've been streaming for what, like a decade now, and you're still broke? How does that even work? Get a regular job. Holy. Woke up to another barrage of people telling me I deserve to suffer. Some even mentioned taking bets on how long before I Minecraft jump. What is the goal behind this sort of harassment other than getting people to jump? Listen, again, I obviously don't support any of this, never harass anybody I talk about, but honestly, every single person gets this. Like, if I even mention Hasan, I'm getting 20 death threats. That's just the state of the internet right now, all right? If you talk about other people, some people will take it way too far. But the thing is, you're using this as an excuse to avoid any and all criticism. So anyways, now she's beefing with Nux. Now more massive incel content creators are joining in on the crusade to completely defame me, claiming I've falsely accused someone of rape. They know that incel men take great enjoyment out of seeing women suffer. They've made a career out of it. This woman has said the word incel more times than Hasan has done terrorist propaganda. That is like an achievement, bro. Oh my god. It is like their favorite word ever, dude. So anyways, let's look at what Nux was saying. Nux says, didn't you push fake R-word allegations on people? Kaceytron says, no, clarify what you're talking about, please, or delete this post. It is defamatory. Nux says, got any evidence for this allegation? If it's defamatory, you should sue me. And then he's attached a screenshot of Casey saying, Tectone is a rapist who got his start being platformed by a neo-Nazi with absolutely no evidence. Once again, a false allegation trying to ruin a man's life completely. And now she's complaining about harassment. What about the harassment Tectone received when you people constantly call him a rapist? I think false accusations like that can make people literally neck themselves. So how is it okay when you do it, but when other people justifiably criticize you, then that's a problem? Anyways, obviously Kaceytron had no response when the evidence was presented, obviously. Then she continues absolutely mauling, this isn't about copyright, this is about evoking incel support. Oh my god. As someone who's been a target of incel harassment for 10 plus years, there's a lot of them and few who speak up against it. Men who delight in humiliating women for clicks. I'm so tired of being a target of this. All right, can we get an incel count or something? This is literally her favorite word in the world. You're literally calling people with wives and kids incel. Like, it's crazy. It is so clearly something she just says because she has no legitimate argument at all. And it's kind of the default insult for people like her or Denims or any one of these rejects, essentially. And they always like to pretend, oh, but this is Ethan just picking on women, or this is men trying to harass women, when the central person of this entire drama has been Hasan this entire time, who is not a woman at all, by the way. So I'm just curious, how do you defend him then when he does this exact type of same shit and slandering people left and right on his stream, terrorist propaganda? It has nothing to do with misogyny. It has nothing to do with incels hating on you. It is literally just people criticizing you for your behavior. There's literally hundreds of thousands of women watching these videos supporting them as well because they have the same opinion. Co-partner, McDonald's might be hiring. God, the victim complex is never ending with you people. If it's not about copyright, then what are you getting sued for? We'll see what the judge says about that. My god, you heard incel once and latched onto it for life. Take accountability for your actions and realize that everything is not sexism. For someone who would never touch... What? Has she said this? Where did this come from? Okay, I'm not gonna... I haven't seen the clip, so I'm not gonna say anything there. Face it, your life is over. The only incel I see is you. Anyways, then she went on stream and started crying. I just got served.
Today, what happened is I don't know. I was just like inside but I don't know. Sorry. I'm just like the way that I'm being like clipped and everything. Like people are just like being so disingenuous about like the things that they're spreading about me.
This is the person who literally calls people rapists without evidence, by the way. And she's complaining about this shit. Insane.
Yeah. My dad answered the door and somebody made him take these papers or whatever.
Yeah, that was the lawsuit, by the way.
Sorry. I'm just still shaking. Like it's very fucking shocking and traumatic being served, you know? It's like, no, I haven't gotten a lawyer yet because I honestly I don't know. It's like hard to take it seriously, you know?
Wait. What is going on here? First off, how is it traumatic having papers handed to you? What the heck? I understand if you're like, if you're gonna lose everything and all that, but that hasn't happened yet. I mean, she didn't really have anything much to lose, to be honest. Let's just be honest about that. But now she's saying, okay, it's so traumatic that you're not taking it seriously and you don't even have lawyers? Oh my god. And that's kind of what we were all speculating this entire time, that these people have not hired an attorney, they have not consulted an attorney. Even Legal Mindset was saying that, because the way they're acting is not in line with how an attorney would be telling you to act. You wouldn't be deleting VODs and shit like that, because that is spoilage or, destruction of evidence, and that could be used against you in court, obviously. So yeah, this is just disastrous for them.
Oh, it's hard to take it seriously just with how like the whole document is, and like the things people are saying about me, and like the things I'm being attacked over for smoking weed and shit. I was planning on starting to look into like lawyers and stuff today, but I didn't think that I'd get served yet, or that I would even get served. But I guess I heard it's Ethan's birthday. So I don't know. I was like, I guess I'll go live so he can get a good birthday gift, since I'm sure he thinks this is funny. I don't know.
So again, I can't really tell, because she claims that everything she does is like a troll. But again, she's talking about legitimately the lawsuit being served to her. She's legitimately upset, legitimately crying about this, constantly tweeting about it all day. I mean, if your entire life is supposed to be a troll, then you are that troll. You are not separate from that troll. Also, is that true? Ethan served them on his birthday? That is absolutely diabolical, bro. Oh my lord.
I said earlier they used my dad's disability to trick him, but that was unrelated. It was just today we've been like calling on my dad's disability, because I've been like working towards trying to get my dad on disability, and we were like responding to some calls and notifications we got about that. And then like a few minutes later, the next thing I know, my dad comes in and he's like fucking crying. It's really fucking traumatic to see your dad cry like that. Like that's what really like has me like so freaked out, is seeing like how emotional my dad got about it.
So is this a troll too, Casey? By the way, can we just take a moment? How manipulative is this stream? You literally messed up. You violated copyright. You tried to steal someone's content, and now you're playing victim. Oh, my dad, disability, my dad, disability. Like, he's crying. I mean, you're the reason he's crying. You messed up. You put your family in this horrible situation where financially you are going to get completely screwed. And this is exactly what you deserve for those slanderous accusations. I know that you're not being sued for that, but you probably should have been. This is literally just karma. You tried to ruin somebody's life, and now they are ruining your life.
Like, and I know people are going to be fucking making fun of me for this, and like they're going to be posting like videos of me like crying and laughing at it and whatnot, like I don't know. Like, I'm sure, like, what you guys are watching right now, like, every fucking incel community that's been attacking me relentlessly for, like, the past 10 years is going to use it for YouTube clips because they literally make careers out of bullying women like me.
It's because I'm a woman, guys. It's just these incels coming after me. Did I say I was a woman, guys? Listen, we all know why you do this shit. It's because this is the only way you can rile up your extremely delusional followers who are essentially man-haters. This is like the opposite, right? It is basically like peak projection here. Every single time she's criticized, she will say it's incels or it's misogyny or something like that. Because in reality, she thinks the only people who can criticize her are men. Because she thinks that automatically all women are on her side, which is a completely delusional take. Who would have thought women have their own opinions and can form their own arguments as well? Wow. Seems like you're actually the sexist one.
And I'm just so fucking tired. I'm just so fucking tired of constantly being harassed by this shit, like for the past 3 or 4.
All right, I guess the gods don't want this to play. I guess I've suffered enough here. It's literally started buffering, so yeah, I mean, tough luck, I guess. Love watching karma happen in real time. Now, Dan also tweeted about her. Nobody showed this to Taylor Lorenz, the hack journalist who loves Hasan. I hear she takes the stuff very seriously. A Twitch streamer was indefinitely banned after she said that she'd spread the virus if she could because the world would be a better place without old and poor people. Why am I being harassed, guy? You actually cannot make this shit up. Literally the most vile people ever, bro. Alrighty, let's move on to Frogan responding to the lawsuit. Turns out she went on a podcast and then she talked about getting sued.
Imagine this.
I'm imagining.
Imagine this.
Because I have one and you don't.
Okay. I'm out of the house and I get a DM.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, what happened? Because I don't really go on the internet. I'm not really that terminally online anymore. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm fine. And they're like, what's happening? And they linked me to a tweet that says Ethan Klein is suing Frogan.
I'm imagining.
And it was from the parody account.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, it's fake. And then I sent them, I was like, oh, it's fake. They're like, no, it's real. And then they sent me the video. And I'm like, oh. it's real.
Yeah.
So I found out I was being sued by Ethan Klein at the same time everybody else found out. Obviously, I really can't talk about it much. My lawyer team said to not talk about it, and I can practice self-control.
There you go.
Self-control. Ain't no way she just said she can practice self-control. Bro, self-control is sponsored by DoorDash. That's like a raccoon saying it's on a diet while knee-deep in a trash can. Oh my lord. I'm literally using like every fiber of my being to not make like 10 more jokes right now. But she literally gives me the alley-oop every time, bro. Also, Frogan saying she's not terminally online, please. You're telling me you go outside and you still have these dogshit opinions like US military should get PTSD and die? I refuse to believe that. Unless the only place you're visiting is the local fast food joints. Also, I'm very confused as to who her legal team actually is. So Casey openly admitted she doesn't have a legal team. She was considering getting a lawyer, but she can't even do that. Frogan here is pretending she actually has lawyers. I don't know if she actually does. She definitely can't afford lawyers. Maybe Hasan paid for it. Who knows? But my next question is, if you already have lawyers, right, and you funded that part, why are you crowdfunding 200K? Is this another denim situation where you might already have money and you're just trying to scam your audience? Then she talks about how, like, tedious the lawsuit is. Mind you, it hasn't even begun.
So unfortunately, because I'm being asked for $150,000 in damages and attorney's fees, I have a GoFundMe for my legal defense. So if you want to support me, the link is in the description. And if you've already donated, I appreciate it more than words can describe, because honestly, it's tedious, it's inconvenient, it's annoying, and that's basically the whole point of this.
Yes, it's annoying. Yeah, I mean, maybe then don't steal content. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions, you effed around and you find out, you don't get to cry about it now. Then this next part is just gold. Her co-host calls Ethan the one who's irrelevant.
Yeah, there you have it. So if you came here to watch this big response on it, once again, we are not talking about that loser. We're not talking. We're just not talking about him. We said it in several episodes. We're not talking about him. I don't care about him, dude.
And we haven't talked about him in forever either.
Yeah, and
so
you know what? I'm gonna practice that self-control as well. Who? You know who?
Exactly.
This a nobody. Like, come on.
No way. These two are sitting here calling Ethan a nobody. Dear God, how delusional can you be? I didn't even know this podcast was a thing, by the way. A viewer actually messaged me on Instagram, and that's how I find like half the things I'm talking about here. It's you guys letting me know about these extremely irrelevant people. Then they just call everybody incels just like Kaceytron.
Me personally, when I hate somebody, I do everything in my power to avoid them.
Yeah.
I mute them. I block them.
They don't hate you. They love you. They just want your attention bad. I don't know, dude. These people. Hey, if you're a parent, you should watch the movie. You should watch the show Adolescence and make sure your kid doesn't become an incel like these guys do. Thank you very much. That's my public service announcement. It's your job, okay? It's your fucking job. It's not my job. It's not Frogan's job to teach these men how to just be normal dudes. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. God, I wish there was an anger management for everyone. Anger management should be a free course given to all incels.
Ah, yes. Everybody is just incel. Incels, guys. Why are they so obsessed with this word? It's like, who are they even talking about? Ethan is literally the one suing you. There's literally hundreds and thousands of women watching these videos agreeing with all of this. The excuse that this is somehow misogyny or hate from incels is not gonna work. As I said, Hasan is the center of this drama and we constantly criticize him. He's not a woman. It has nothing to do with their gender.
I only use ChatGPT. Like, we've talked about this before. I don't even use it for that anymore because they fucking sold it to the U.S. military.
Wait. Frogan, what is your opinion on the U.S. military again? Just put the clip.
I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
Anyways, let's move on to Anissa losing her mind on Twitter. So if you remember last video, H3 and Anissa were beefing, and H3 responded to her saying it takes a special type of psychopath to play victim after what you did. Well, she responded, "Hey Ethan, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Please write a concise paragraph explaining exactly what I did and what warrants this harassment campaign." Well, I'll do you one better. Check out the 40-episode saga. But if you want a succinct explanation, probably ruining iDubbbz's life and, taking 34% from charity, charity and, supporting the CPS call on Ethan's kids. And, I can go on and on. Harassment campaign, lol. Didn't you and your boyfriend make a whole video shit-talking him? Yeah, which got 7 million views and riled up the entire internet. Anissa, the difference between us and your husband is that we are not susceptible to your gaslighting like he is. I'm about 34% convinced that you're a monster that took charity money to party instead. You guys made a massive content cop that was the worst video I've ever watched with the explicit intent of leading to a harassment campaign against Ethan. Anyways, apparently it's everybody's birthday now. Happy birthday to Anissa, 32 years old, and still losing her mind on Twitter. Wait, you and Ethan have the same birthday? Soulbound. It was destiny for us to battle on this mortal plane. That's actually hilarious. Anyways, if she couldn't get worse, she says, for my birthday, I would like everyone who can afford to go donate to Kaceytron's GoFundMe for legal fees. It would mean so much to me. And then she links a Kaceytron tweet here. By the way, even if you do support Kaceytron somehow, which I don't know how you would and be watching this video, but if you do by chance, you're a hate watcher, none of this money is going to the lawsuit. It is going straight to her smoking addiction, bro. This is the funniest part. If you donate to Casey, it's going straight to the smoking. If you donate to Frogan, it's going straight to a Big Mac. If you donate to Denims, I don't know, reinvest it into OnlyFans business or some shit. Or she'll be DMing Destiny trying to sleep with them. Anissa's unironically talked more shit than Ian since the content cup was dropped. Now that people have turned, it's not as fun for her anymore. Apparently, they're being called out again. Keemstar calls out Ian and Anissa after Dad appeared on his show and claimed he was broke due to Creator Clash 3 delays.
Street Dad and Next will have a beef that we've been doing for a year.
Anissa,
great.
iDubbbz, Anissa, you care about your influencer boxers. You care about them so much. Give this guy 10 grand. Give this guy 10 grand.
No,
that's what I got
Give
paid.
Him $10,000.
That's what I got paid.
No, I'm serious.
Well, I'm gonna get money for training.
I could help you out. Ethan could help you out. There's a million people that can help you out, right, Dad? But the person that owes you money for all your time and all your troubles is literally Anissa and iDubbbz. Give him 10 grand. Give him $10,000. He's been training for a year. He's went viral on Creator Clash 1, Creator Clash 2. This guy has taken so much shit just because of your mistakes, because he's the poster boy. He's the guy that goes viral, right? He's the guy that helped build Creator Clash. And now he's over here suffering? Well, this is bullshit. Give him $10,000. I demand $10,000 for Nathan Barnett, a.k.a. Dadbot. I demand it. Yeah. I absolutely demand it. It's ridiculous. I don't
want money that it's not. I don't want people to just give me money.
It's ridiculous.
Everyone did the same thing. I trained. I fought. I did my fight. I did promotion. I happened to go viral. It's not. I can't control that.
It's insane. We just need to make this content cop so bad, even though it's going to completely f you over. And then they're going to preach that they care so much about these influencers. You know what shit I got when they're telling people I don't care about Wings or Boogie? Motherfucker, I gave them 10 grand.
I mean, you're completely delusional if you think they're giving their fighters 10 grand when they were trying to take away money from charity and kids with cancer. Obviously, there are absolutely greedy individuals who do not give a single shit about anybody but themselves. I absolutely would not count on them giving you any money. Somebody who would actually do that, though, is Ethan, and he actually has done that. He even gave a bunch of money to iDubbbz's former boxing coach, who basically wasn't compensated as well. Dad claims he asked Anissa if the H3 Content Cup would wait until after Creator Clash 3. She told him the video had to come out then.
Like putting out that video, I did say in a text to Anissa, I was like, couldn't have waited a couple months, like. And then she said it had to come out then but I understand that too, because it's like, all right, you're passionate. The time is now. I'm inspired. I'm going to make this. I want to respond to what has been said topically.
I guess they thought it would be like some massive dunk, but it ended up completely backfiring. They basically wanted to be this massive success that ended up in resulting in more donations, or maybe they were intentionally trying to find an out of giving money to charity. That would be extremely evil, though, so I don't even know if I can put it on them, but at this point, I have no idea. Their intentions are extremely clouded. Anyways, we also got some Creator Clash 3 updates.
I will no longer be participating in Creator Clash.
Wow, shocking. You're like 500 years late, dude. Apparently, one of the creators is also mad at iDubbbz and Anissa and their handling of charity.
So I donated they give you a reimbursement for Creator Clash. I didn't even know that when I signed on, but I donated my whole reimbursement to charity. I did a merch sale. I donated all proceeds from that to charity. I did everything that I could, but that's still and that was me trying to feel better about it, but it still didn't, because it didn't give me back that time. So I was pretty pissed off at Creator Clash. And again, told them that. And I also, there was just like some handling stuff that like, we didn't find out that it didn't raise money for charity for a pretty long time. Like, I think that maybe, I don't really know, maybe Ian and Anissa were like scared to tell us or something, but I didn't even find out through them. I found out through one of the other fighters and I was like, what? I really feel like I should have known this. And so I felt pretty bummed. And like, I wasn't happy about there being two parties. Like, I didn't feel good about that. I was like, we didn't raise money for charity and there were two parties. Really? This whole hotel, really?
Yeah, I don't know much about this person. All the replies are calling her like a compulsive liar. I don't know, if you were dumb enough to support iDubbbz and Anissa for this long, I can't really trust you that much. Now, Ethan responded to Taylor, the hack journalist, again. I almost feel bad for Taylor, but then I reread the sweet message she left when she thought no one was looking. She, a journalist, participated in the CPS lie. I can never forgive that. I genuinely hope you find peace and not everyone is against you. I mean that, Ethan. I've continued to be kind and generous. I can tell you're hurting. I'm concerned. You think I'm out to get you. It's ridiculous. That's how you spoke to me after I confronted you about your participation in the CPS lie. Crazy making and gaslighting. What a horrible way to speak to another human being you've wronged. And so I'll do you the courtesy of being honest, something I know that you are incapable of. F you, you are a terrible person. I just love seeing absolutely every one of Hasan's orbiters get absolutely obliterated, bro. They're just going broke, they're crying. It is an absolutely lovely day to be a Hasan hater. Anyways, let's move on to Ethan versus Hasan. Ethan posts a viral tweet calling out top mayoral candidate Zoran for campaigning with Hasan. Basically, this Zoran guy won the NYC mayoral primary. Somebody called him out. It's a choice to campaign with the guy who said America deserved 9/11 in effing NYC. And it's basically Hasan being buddy-buddy with this guy. Ethan responds, by the way, I don't have a problem with Zoran. I just haven't been following the NYC mayor race. I just think it's a little bit of a brand risk to associate with the America deserved 9/11 guy in New York of all places. I mean, it absolutely is. Here we got Mike from PA, seen from the Zoran Mamdani victory party. And then Denim says, it is true, I was there. And it's like some meme video. And judging by the tweets, it seems Hasan and every single Hasan orbiter absolutely loves this candidate. And obviously, I don't really care much about politics, much less the politics of New York City. But if Hasan and his entire crew are supporting this person, that just can't be good.
Hey, didn't see you there. Congrats, though, to Zoran Mamdani. It's not over yet, but it's looking like he won the mayoral race in New York City. We were all over every borough today, seeing people super excited to go out and vote. I supported him because he's the only non-Zionist candidate on that stage. I thought you needed to be bought and sold, but people are energetic. People are tired of the Zionism, and I'm excited to see what he's got. I'm not a socialist myself. I don't want everyone to be a communist getting free stuff, but I think he has some cool ideas.
Nux doesn't seem to like this guy. Zoran cheered on the stabbing intifada as a third intifada. If you're a Jewish leftist, you are literally okay, necking yourself. Right, so there's a lot of lore to get into there. Wait, what is this tweet? It's White Boy Jihad Summer? Okay, you guys who are more into politics, you can explain that to me in the comments, by the way. Somebody said, tonight we celebrate, tomorrow we get the list from Zoran and the roundup begins. The last 24 hours will be an inflection point in the history of Zionism and the entity. Wait, this was the guy in that, like, Hamas tweet, right? Intifada globalized. Please stop listening to these overpaid morons. This is very ironic coming from Hasan here. I don't know what this guy's saying, but just saying. That's pretty ironic. Alright, that's about it. Now click this video or you got a 1v1 Kaceytron in a smoking competition. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.